Hello, chat. Howdy. How you guys doing? Welcome in. Man, I need to adjust this a little bit. There you go. That's a little better. That's a little better. I'd say. Still not. Wait. I'll have to do, I think. I'll just have to do, I think. Pretty good. Oh, how's it going? Hello, Nimby. Hello. No go. You know what? This Sharpie can stay. Got some dice. Hold on. There's something sticky over there I need to clean up. Very good. Don't know what's spilled there. I see how it is. What do you mean you see how it is? Oh, no go. No go. This is probably a horrible way to open the stream, but I have the new hot sauce. I have the new hot sauce, no go. In other words, it's time. Give me a sec. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You don't jump up there. Excuse me. Hey. Put it your bum. Quit it. Alright. So, this is a bit improvised. I wasn't planning on doing this today. I was planning on playing fucking Me-Side today. But, as y'all know, Me-Side made me fucking motion sick. So, here, this cable's pissing me off. That way. There you go. Gone. So we're gonna make a map today. And we're gonna try the rice method. I've known about for forever, but I've never done myself. Just because I've never needed to make a new map. A custom map. We're gonna try it today. Let me grab paper, of course. I'm considering whether I want it to be like standard paper size and just have the map just be on this, or if I want to like get more paper and make it bigger, you know? I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence, chat. What do you think? We grab some, just keep it this size, or do we like maybe extend it? Make it bigger. I kind of like the idea of extending it. Get like 4 sheets. piece of paper. Just make a slightly bigger map. Something like that. That feels proper map size. You know? Anyways, no, bro, you still here? Or did you just come in and dip? Because, this is what Pay got. It's not the same sauce. You couldn't find the same sauce. I asked her why she bought... Because she pulled the bottle out of the box, and I saw Ahmed, and I was like... Is that... Baby, why is Ahmed on the bottle? And she was like, well... I couldn't find the one that you had. The one that I had was called Fear the Reaper. I believe it's by Hellfire. Hot sauces, something like that. She said, I remembered there being a skeleton on it. Oh, I love my wife. I love my wife so much. So we got Ahmed's killer hot sauce instead. Only thing I really have to eat it with right now is my maxi bag of dill and grasslock, whatever that is. So that's what we're gonna do. Take a shot. Nope. My tongue already burns. Because I have a burn on, like, it's not a burn, I have a cut on my tongue. This isn't for you, Sundrop, get away. You want it? You want it? You want it, Sundrop? That's what I thought, you get away. You want it? You want it? Are you sure? You want it? You want it? No, that's right, you don't want it. Good girl. Hey! No, ma'am. Quit it. You're begging. You're begging. I can see you begging. You want it? You want it? You want it, Sandra? Alright, this is gonna fucking suck so much ass. I did taste it when it arrived, and it hurts more immediately than the old one did. But it doesn't burn for as long, so. Fuck! Fuck! Oh, write it out, write it out. It'll go away soon. Fuck. Ooh. My tongue burns so bad. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, my ears are like Ugh. Ugh. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, I feel like crying. Oh my god. It's already kind of past though. It hurts so much more initially, like right off the bat it hurts. It hurts immediately. It hurts immediately, but it subsides. It really is like a bomb. Like it just bam, immediately it fucking hurts like a bitch. I wish I had milk. We don't have milk. Quit it. Oh my god. Just touched my eye, but I don't think I... I'm of half the mind to give Sundrop some. Begging for it. You don't want it, girl. You don't want it, you bitch. Do it again? What do you mean do it again? Was there 2 redeems? Hold on, wait, I'm looking at the wrong month. No, it was just once. It was just once. What's the sauce called? I need to change the name from Reaper sauce. Oh my god. That burns. The bottle says it will sneak up on you. That's a fucking lie. It does not at all sneak up on you. Oh my god. It like still hurts. It's like it's not burning anymore. It just hurts my mouth. The roof of my mouth and my tongue are like scorched. So much paper? Yeah, I need to tape it together. I just don't know where the tape is. I think it's in the other room. Give me a sec. I'll be right back. sneaks up on you like SWAT sneaks up on you by kicking in your door and leaving you crying in your underwear. Real. Let me call my wife. What's your deal, Sandra? Baby?
Yeah, what's up?
Where is this Scotch paper? I'm putting together a couple pieces of paper into one big paper.
Baby?
Yeah?
I am at work. I did not tell you where the scratch paper is.
You didn't know where it is off the top of the head? That's fine. I just thought I'd ask. Love you.
If you look, you'll find it.
Will I? I thought you put everything away in the room, which is where you last used it.
It should be somewhere.
The bedroom? That's what I was thinking. I'm back. I'll pay she's a butt. Sorry, you missed her. I love when I ask my wife where something is. And she's like, "Did you look?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah. Obviously I look." But then she'll be like, "Oh, check in this place." And to her it's like an obvious thing, right? But what she doesn't tell me is that the place that she wants me to check is underneath the bed and covered in a bunch of other stuff. And I mean covered to the point where you can't recognize what the container it is that's holding those things is anymore. So I'm just like, Anyway, I found it. Found the Scotch tape. I love my wife. I love my wife so much. I also got a cup full of, We're gonna do the rice method, but we're not gonna use rice. We're gonna use wood pellets. Because wood pellets, some of them be long boys, and then some of them be short boys. But I feel like we have more shape variety, which is nice. will lead to more random, like, oh, somebody's really heavy. Which will lead to, I don't know, I think it'll lead to, like, a more unique, I guess, shape. And also less of the tiny islands that are notorious with the rice method. I didn't quite think this through. Do I have to, like, tape the whole thing? Nice. Hold on. I'm gonna tape two together first, and then I'll tape the other one. It's gonna be a... You know... Be a process.
Wow.
Brother-Doom
donated $10. Berserk right along.
Thank you, Brother Doom! Thank you for the 10. It's a Berserk read along. Are you guys excited for the new campaign? The one that Jacob's gonna be hosting? I fucked this up. I somehow already fucked up. These aren't lined up. These aren't lined up. These aren't perfectly lined up the way I want them to be. No, quit it. Quit it. I'm not good at arts and crafts shit. You haven't realized. Papers like don't want to say. Wait. There you go. That's straight as it's gonna get. And I'm just gonna get a long one. Might be a little too long actually. Nah. It's fine. Just ensure that these two pieces are now perfectly together. Over. There's a lip, but that's okay. That's fine. Not important. Alright. How wide do we want it to be? I don't want it to be too wide. About that big, right? Give or take about that big. Right, okay, so we got this bad boy over here. We'll do first. That looks good to me. Cover this corner. And then I'm just gonna cover this bit here. Uh-oh. I kinda missed. But that's okay. We can fix that. Small fix. Wider than long. I think that's fine. I think it was good so far. Okay. Now we just gotta tape up this last one. We'll go here. And I gotta connect. This one's a little damaged in the end. So we'll grab a different one. Oh fuck, there's so much fucking trash. My room is in desperate need of spring cleaning. The holidays and stuff are over. I'm gonna clean the fuck out of this room. Pull this over so it's facing me. I'm not reaching over the entire table to try to tape this. Gotta meet this end and just perfect it's gonna get. Almost a little bit left. Alright, cool. Now we have a fully together-ish canvas. Hear the tape and are you talking? I wasn't talking. The Fugi moves when there's any sound, even if it's not just me talking. So. Hello, Brother Doom. Hello, Guers. Hi, Dread. Running my own game today, so I wish us both luck. Indeed. Good luck, dude. Holy shit. Almost A3 size? I don't know what that means. But it's now a bigger piece of paper. Now, we can make a map on it. It's like weird, because you can, like, you know, grab folds of it in different places. I think it'll be, I don't know. I think it'd be cool to, like, give the players, like, a... Okay. These roll a lot more than rice does. I probably should have considered that before I dumped it onto my table. So we're gonna grab this. Just gonna work with that. Shove this right here, and then put my arm in the way, and this will block everything from falling. Hey, this ain't for you. This ain't for you, son. This ain't for you. Alright. And then... rice is oval in shape, because it grew naturally. Correct. And then, we just play with it. Right? That's how this works? Supposed to, like, spread it out, and then just kind of... let it go where it may. Right? How this works? You now have rice or sand at home? I do have rice and sand at home. These are pressed out of a tube. Broken smaller pieces. I will say I did pick this over actual rice squares on purpose because of the fact that they're broken in different shapes. Which I feel will lend itself to a less uniform shape the way that rice does. So I actually feel like this is gonna be better for the purpose of making a map. And again, less like tiny itty bitty fucking circle shaped islands, you know? I should get a pencil, occurred to me. Because I don't have a pencil right now. And I don't wanna just use marker right off the bat, you know? Or should we say fuck it and use a marker right off the bat? Being a thick crescent moon shape? Yeah, I see that too. Big lake in the middle? Yeah. I feel like it's like very generic though. I feel like that's what everyone ends up doing. I'm gonna try to spread these out. And see what happens when I spread them out. So that nothing's piled up on top of each other. Okay. How do you feel about that, chat? Give me a second. Sundrop's ringing the bell, so I'm gonna let her out. Hello, chat. No, don't fucking do that ever again. Don't fucking do that ever again. You don't jump on people like that. Move. No, ma'am. Lift your butt. Now you got an oblong continent that's worse than the crescent moon shape. True. Big splotches could be mountain ranges. I have a better idea. We take a photo of this and try the rice anyway. I feel like rice finer texture allows better distinction of what should be rivers, lakes, and mountains. No, I don't want to do the rice method with rice. Just because, okay. Turn around. So here's the thing with the rice. It's like, yes, you have like a finer distinction of like what to do. But also, I feel like that leads to a more generic, like, when you see a rice map, you know you're looking at a rice map. You know you're looking at a rice map. And it's because of all like the tiny itty bitty fucking islands and shit. And like the extremely wiggly lines everywhere, which is like overly, like unnaturally wiggly. Which, just because, again, it's very uniform. All the rice grains are the same shape. They're all very uniform and they're all very, very tiny. You know? I had a new idea for how I want to do this, actually. I'm going to bring all this together. Sundrop, I just took you outside. If I take you out and you don't pee, you're going in the kennel. That's how this works, Sundrop. You know that. You've been really good about not abusing the bell since we started taking you out of the kennel again. You better not be immediately abusing the bell. You're going to go back in the kennel. You're not going to be happy. Alright. Sundrop's in the kennel. Take cereal instead. Punch the bag a bit beforehand so you avoid flower-shaped islands or something like that. God, but like... if you do that, just... what a mess you're gonna make. I think this works perfect. The question is, how do we want to, maneuver it, right? Because the whole idea with doing a map this way is that you take it and then you kind of move it around until you like what comes out of it. Which has given me an idea. What if we take this, right? And then, I don't know, I think, what a better, unique way to make a map than by doing something that is very special to our channel, our community. And that is we slam the table and see what shape it takes once it all spreads out. fucking drop that. That would have been bad if I dropped my water bottle. Ugh. Staying round in shape? It is staying round in shape. Which I guess makes sense. In hindsight. Can you chase a cat over it or something? It's not staying perfectly round. It is starting to lose itself around the edges. I'm gonna try to push this up a little bit, just because I want it to be falling off the goddamn map. And we spread it out. Ooh. Paper towels are falling off the fucking tag. How much I'm fucking hitting it. It's Australia! Kinda. Oh. How do we feel about that? You guys can't see the whole thing, because me doing that has moved the camera a bit. Naturally. How do we feel about that? Let me just flatten out a little bit. I want to say something positive, but I can't. Well, you're also German, so that's to be expected. I also don't like it, if it makes you feel better. That being said, I think if we drew this, and then turned it around, it'd actually be kind of nice if it was like this was north and that was south. You know what I'm saying? Or alternatively, if that was north and that was south, I'd hate it less. That's better. That is a little better, isn't it? Yeah, when it spreads out too much, it gets too, like, all together, you know? I feel like you really gotta just kind of, like, draw on it a little bit. Right? Something like that. Bottom of coast. Yeah, it does kind of just spread out evenly if I do that. So it can't be that. Now that's Australia. Another idea I had was having it be like multiple continents as well. So doing something like this. or something. We continue to make screenshots of every end stage, so you can choose something later. That's not a bad idea. Uh-oh. I have a small problem. And that is that some of the... Uh-oh. No. The way I put this together is... had a bit of an oopsie. There you go. I put tape over all the overlaps. I did it only on the bottom side. Didn't want to have to draw over the tape. Kind of looks like a little, I guess, scorpion. You know what I'm saying? Get everything away from this corner here. This corner is just mincing everything that goes into it. That corner's a problem. It got lifted when it should have. Rotate the fucking corner. Nah, that's fine. I just had to roll it a little bit in the other direction. We're fine. No, it's not fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Fine. I don't know, chat. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, chat. What the fuck? Not a problem. Just created a cave system opening. Looks a bit like a screaming head. Left looking profile. Yeah, I see it. I see it. Brr. Play. Jewish. Sorry. It's like a bird. Oh. Hey, look, it's like a. Oh. Ball piece fell. On forever. The Italian boot me, the Italian hand gesture. Yeah, exactly. Hmm. Hmm. Ugh. Humbly. Let's see. Maybe start. So like, okay, right. Assuming like that way's north, this way's south. You know, west and east, right? I know I want the player starting point to be somewhere around here, and I know I want the big bad to be somewhere around here, right? Kind of, you know, classic, right? With obviously stuff scattered along the way. So we'll start our pour. I'm thinking, right? Stop shaking this as well. Just move, just fucking. I'll start our pour over here, right? Nice little mound here, where I know we're gonna have a starting point, right? And then one for the start, one for the destination, right? We know our destination's gonna be over here somewhere, right? Give or take. And then everything else is going to be from here. It's about that dimension, I'm thinking. Right? Obviously, it's going to be a line from here to the other way. Okay, well, there you go. You have it. So now we just kind of write it out like that. I want it to be less X-shaped. Now hit the table 3 to 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hey. Yeah? Now you start interpreting the shape. I kind of don't want a whole lot of islands going on. I'm gonna just flick these back into place. Oh, that works. That works. Like little peninsulas like that are fine, and like small clustered islands that are close together, maybe. But for the most part, I want the land to be very like all together. That makes sense. Hmm. You don't want a lot of islands, you can just not draw them. True. I like the idea of what's going on over here. Right? Where we have, like... I like this. I like the little island there. I like that. Same for a little island over here. I like the idea of there being like a cove. There. I like that. These are just like keep moving. Yeah, whatever. Whole series of islands over here. There you go. We kind of have our overall map going now. World of Warcraft has 2 main continents, a big sea between. That sea used to not be there until some elf woman crashed out into an apocalypse, and then became a fish. Lmao. You guys probably existed before the map was drawn. Duke it out so hard that all formations are natural. Fucking Denmark. Always hated map making because of my geologist background, and everything has to make geologic sense in my mind. Too much work. I should probably give you guys the story concept I came up with, huh? I should probably do that, shouldn't I? Of course, yeah, I should probably give you guys that. Okay. So I was up late at night because I couldn't sleep, okay? And I was supposed to work on D&D stuff for the ongoing campaign, but I ended up getting really in the mood to work on this. So this is what I've come up with so far. This is very, very rough. Like, very, very rough idea, essentially, for the campaign, okay? You ready? So this is the idea. Before the breach, the world was human only. There were no elder races hidden beyond the horizon, no forgotten non-human empires buried beneath the earth, no ancient magical civilizations lost to time. Humanity stood alone. Kingdoms rose and fell through war, famine, disease, trade, and the sea. Right, so that's part of why I wanted to have the starting place be over here. I wanted it to be like a coastal town of some kind, as all good starting locations are. Where was I? Maps ended where roads did. The wilderness was dangerous, but it was natural. The gods were real. They did not walk among mortals, and they did not speak with voices or visions, but their existence was never in doubt. They made themselves known through provable miracles, deliberate acts of divine will, witnessed across generations. A mother might pray for her dying child and see the fever break overnight, strength returning where death had been certain. Sailors caught in a killing storm might beg the gods for mercy, and feel a gentle wind begin to guide their ship through the chaos, steady and deliberate, carrying them through the storm. A traveler lost in darkness might pray for guidance, and watch the clouds thin, moonlight spilling through at the exact moment direction would have been lost, revealing the path ahead. No one could demand a miracle, no one could predict one, yet across a lifetime most people would witness the gods act more than once, either directly or through those close to them. What made the world mundane was not the absence of divinity, it was the absence of mortal magic. Only the gods could bend reality deliberately. Mortals had no spellcraft, no arcane traditions, no way to reproduce miracles. Prayer was not a tool, it was an appeal. Faith was certain, but restrained. Human belief centered on survival, as it was lived. Light, visibility, guidance, safety, tempest, wind, sea, travel, life, health, birth, gradual continuation. That was the world. Right? So, no ancient magic tombs, layman's mistake. Hold on. So that's the idea for like the origin of this world, right? Is that it was a very mundane, basic world. Okay? The breach. The breach opened deep within an untrekked forested tundra in the far northeast. It emerged at ground level, hidden among frozen soil, dense black pines, and heavy undergrowth. No roads led there. No settlements stood nearby. No native of this world witnessed it open. For 1 week and 1 day, the portal remained. During that time, the first to cross were refugees. They fled to the breach in desperate waves, families, elders, wounded soldiers, children, and those carrying sacred objects and cultural remnants. Disoriented and exhausted, most remained close to the portal, struggling to understand the world they had reached. Then the monsters followed. They pressed through the open wound relentlessly, pushing past the refugees and into the forests, across frozen rivers, and toward human lands. The refugees were not discovered first. The monsters were. Human settlements learned of the catastrophe when monsters attacked their villages. Creatures no natural ecosystem could support poured out of the forests that had never held them before. Frontier towns were overrun. Entire villages vanished before warnings could spread. Patrols sent north did not return. Only later did survivors report something stranger still. Figures unlike any humans they had ever seen, fighting the monsters alongside them, guarding fleeing civilians, and desperately asking for directions to stronger fortifications. The refugees did not vanish after these encounters. They could not. They did not know this world. They did not know its borders, its roads, or its politics. And worse than that, they did not know how its magic worked. Spells that should have answered did nothing. Rituals failed. Incantations produced only exhaustion and fear. The fabric of magic here did not respond the way their world's magic had. The first alliances were formed out of necessity. Refugees fought because they had experience surviving monsters. Humans led because they knew where walls still stood. When villages fell, survivors, humans and refugees alike, fled together towards keeps, cities, and coastal strongholds. Humans guided the way, refugees guarded the retreat. The 8th day stand. As days passed, the refugees realized the truth. The portal would not close early. The monsters would not stop coming, and the world they had fled was now bleeding into another. A decision was made. Civilians, both human and refugee, were escorted south and west. It's where the capital's going to be. So The Witcher, kind of. That was like a big part of my inspiration for this. Where was I? Yeah, south and west, away from the forested tundra, towards the capital of man. Those who could fight turned back towards the breach. They reached a place of hastily raised earthworks, shattered trees, and constant violence, the mouth of the portal itself. For the remainder of the breach's duration, the refugees fought there. Elven battle mages burned themselves hollow, trying to adapt their spellcraft. Dwarven shield legions built defenses meant to slow, not stop. Orcish warbands stood their ground, accepting death as duty. Giantkin endured storm and claw alike. Beastfolk hunted what slipped through gaps no formation could close. They did not stop the invasion. They slowed it. When the portal closed at the end of the 8th day, the defenders were dead or scattered, and the damage was already done. Their remains still lie where they fell. So far you kind of get the idea. The gist of it is, you mentioned The Witcher. That was very much like my inspiration for it, right? Because I was thinking I could do like an isekai sort of thing, right? But I didn't want to do traditional isekai where it's like you as a human being get sent to a mystical world. I wanted to do something more akin to The Witcher because I feel like it's done less often, which is the monsters were isekai to your world, essentially. I'm a little lightheaded. Drink some water. I'm not done yet, by the way, there's more. The price of carrying power. In the old world, magic items were not curiosities, they were anchors of survival. Those who crossed the breach carrying powerful artifacts quickly learned a terrible truth. The monsters were drawn to magic. Not randomly, not instinctively, deliberately. Groups carrying enchanted weapons, warded armor, or relics were attacked first. Monster packs ignored softer targets to reach them. Fortifications were bypassed if stronger magical presences lay elsewhere. The refugees recognized the pattern immediately. They had seen it before. The Dark Lord of the Old World, an outcast elven mage driven by vengeance, had learned to enslave demons of the Abyss. Through them, he had learned to hunt magic itself, directing his forces toward concentrations of power. He later extended this control to other beings, monstrosities, corrupted creatures, and even dragons, using them as weapons against elvenkind and the order they upheld. As this realization spread, brutal choices were made. Artifacts were abandoned to draw monsters away. Relics were buried, sunk, or left behind in doomed fortifications. Some champions made last stands openly wielding powerful items, knowing the attention it would draw, to buy time for others to escape. By the time the refugees reached human cities in any number, nearly all major magical items were gone. Only a handful of minor, quiet enchantments survived, items subtle enough not to draw immediate attention. This is why the Northeast is what it is. The closer one travels to the breach's origin, the greater the concentration of lost artifacts, and the stronger and more numerous the monsters guarding them. So that essentially creates like a sense of progression, right? The further this way you go, the higher the concentration of stronger magical items and stuff like that, but also more monsters guiding it. So like that, there's like a sense of progression as you go along. You know, you maybe find some abandoned locations, and it's like, oh, someone escaped to here but died, right? Since it's a living world for one-shots, I think there is no need for a single starting point, like a normal story. Story-driven campaign. One session could start in a big city, the other in a village. Well, you'll kind of see where I'm getting into this. The deeper you got into Russia, the stronger evil becomes. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Gygax would be proud. Okay. The Ruin Gradient. The breach left behind a scarred region, saturated with death, magic, and unfinished violence. Outer regions hold scattered monsters, refugee remains, and broken supply trails. Deeper regions contained ruined camps, shattered defenses, and mass graves. Near the origin lie concentrated relics of the lost world, and the most dangerous creatures left behind. The frontier exists because people choose where survival remains possible. So the idea is that some people still tried to, like, make little strongholds around here, and so I'm thinking that there'll be one-shots to try to save people that are still alive in these regions. Right? Anyways, magic after the breach. Magic did not arrive with the breach. It had always existed, but only the gods knew how to wield it. The refugees brought knowledge of the key. Through elven instruction, old world symbols, and dangerous experimentation, mortals began to reproduce effects once thought exclusively divine. Ley lines stirred, ancient places became volatile. Mortal spellcasting entered the world for the first time in history. Not a high magic age, necessarily, the world learning magic too late, under pressure, and without certainty. Right. Gods in the present age. The gods did not cross the breach. They do not manifest, they do not speak, they do not bargain. They act only through outcome, as they always have. Healing occurs, guidance is given, mercy is shown through the world itself. Yet, in an age where mortals can also bend reality, certainty has eroded. The elves propose a dangerous idea. Gods are sustained not by presence, but by worship. In belief, ritual, and devotion, if belief, ritual, and devotion reach sufficient scale, the condition under which gods act may intensify or change. No one knows what that would mean. Shore expeditions commissioned by nobles or whatever. You'll see. Let me get there. In essence, Prometheus came after the box of Pandora was opened, not before, like it is in Greek myth. Kinda, yeah. So the idea is that the world itself already had gods, and the humans had gods that they worshipped, as I mentioned before. So what I did was I took the 10 deity domains that I'm creating for D&Deity, like for Jacob's new campaign, like those the domains I'm creating for character. My brain, too many words. I need to take a step back. The domains and the abilities that I'm creating for you guys to have essentially some control, some agency, right? Because currently in the current campaign, right, you guys can pay money to take HP away or give HP, right? I wanted to come up with something more interesting for you guys to do. A more interesting way for you guys to... Oh my god. For you guys to be able to interact with the D&D. And so the idea was... I essentially... I chose 10 different domains, right? 10 domains to be like the main domains of gods, right? And so whenever you guys donate for the first time during Jacob's campaign, you guys can essentially choose to register yourself as a deity within the system, right? Like, so just like how we currently have the Google sheet, like Google Doc sheet that we have for keeping track of like all the fan funding stuff, we're gonna have a new one, and in that new one, essentially, you guys will each be able to see what abilities each domain has, and then choose what domain you want to be a deity of. So then every time you guys donate during a D&D stream, you can basically cause an effect to happen that is tied to your domain. That makes sense? We've already worked on most of the domains, like most of them are done. Like Life domain is done, Death domain is done, Tempest domain is done, Light domain is done, Trickery domain is done, War domain is done, Arcana domain is done. We're not done. That one's like almost done. and then there's knowledge, nature, and forge that I need to finish. So you can be a life, death, tempest, light, trickery, war, arcana, knowledge, nature, or forge domain deity. Wild magic table you're making should be an arcana. No. That wild magic table that I'm making, I was making that for the purpose of, I had an idea that anytime, that's cool, can I pick my portfolio with my domain? No, so essentially, whenever you donate, you pick a domain, and then you are forever going to be listed as a deity of that domain. So players in the campaign can literally be like, Junebug, please, Junebug, oh great god of the Tempest, please send down lightning to strike my enemies, or whatever the fuck, right? And so the idea there is that you can then, if you want to, donate, I don't know, $5 and drop a fucking lightning bolt on something. So, for example, the Tempest domain's first ability is called Lightning God Smite. A bolt of lightning descends upon one creature of your choice that at least one player character can see. The creature must make a DC 27 Dex save, taking 2d money amount lightning damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. So, let's say you donate $5, 2d5, right? You're dealing a minimum of 2 damage and a maximum of 10 damage. Right, so it's a bit of a gamble versus what we currently have, which is you just donate a dollar amount and then they take damage equal to that dollar amount. But that's because those abilities are still going to be around. So the ability to heal people for exact dollar amount is still going to exist. That's going to be a life domain ability. And the ability to deal damage to people is still going to exist. That's going to be a death domain ability. But the other domains also have ways to deal damage and stuff, to hurt the players. But they essentially have some variety, right? So in the case of the lightning one, it's a gamble. You might deal less damage than you paid for, or more damage than you paid for, but you can deal up to double the damage that you paid for, right? Hey, baby.
Hi.
What's up?
I just met the pet shop lady.
Okay.
She's so sweet.
Okay.
She's so sweet. And she has, guess what?
What?
She has a cream colored
Okay.
and the top knot on that
Uh-huh.
is dyed instead of the ears. I don't know what color it's dyed right now.
What colors it dyed?
Pink.
Cute.
They're very cute. I'm gonna see why the fuck my Amazon package isn't here.
This is the pet shop that's next door, the one with the dead animals?
Yeah.
Huh.
It is very sweet. Oh, there's a cat. There's a cat. There's a cat. Oh my god.
Are you coming home?
There's a cat right outside our kitchen door.
Are you
Please don't run away.
Please run away, please.
Run away.
Good.
Damn it. That's where my Amazon package is.
I'm gonna come get the door for you. Could Death Domain ability give a necromancy spell for free? Oh wait, like a free scroll to the player? Oh, I got you something better, Junebug. Death Domain has the ability to just summon an undead. Either for or against the party. Yeah, there's some pretty cool shit in here. I'm not gonna make it public yet until we're done with it. When we're done with it, I'll publicize it. And you guys will get to see it.
I'll actually be outside for a little while.
Why?
If you want to just unlock the door.
Yeah, I'm coming. Chat, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so... Hey, here's $5. The player succeeds the int check. Well, the checks are all DC 27. Maybe you're still the Aleda Fugi. I guess it's fine. Oh, wait, baby, actually, I just call me on the phone. I don't want to have a headset on right now. I still feel nauseous from earlier. Oh. Fuck you mean DC 27? So the DC is 27 for all of the abilities. Also, none of them are sucker save. All of them will at least do some effect if you pay money. Baby, are you gonna call me on the phone? Where DC 27 comes from, well, the way that a DC is created is that first you do... Hey, baby. First you do 8, right?
Hello.
It's, so a DC is equal to 8 plus your proficiency, right? Maximum proficiency at CR 30 is 9, so 8 plus 9 is 17, right? Plus your modifier for whatever stat that ability is based off of. Maximum for a stat at 30, right? At score of 30 is a plus 10. So 8 plus 9 plus 10 gives you 27. So 27 is technically the theoretical maximum DC you can have. So I figured if you're a god, you should have, you know, you should be CR 30 with a 30 in every stat, essentially, is the idea. At least for the abilities of your domain, you should have a 30 in whatever stat would be required for that domain. So DC should be the maximum without, you know, magical items or what the fuck not. So DC is 27 for all of the deity abilities that have DCs. Anyways, okay, so you mentioned before, imagine being the god of magic in a pantheon that has kept magic from the worshippers. Okay, so not exactly how it's going to work. So to this world, there's going to be 3 deities that are native deities, right? Other deities are going to have been brought by the people from the other world, who obviously are going to be worshipping their own deities and thus manifesting them into this world. That makes sense? So humans, the 3 deities that they follow, right, that are native to this world, are the way I set it up is that I wanted every single of the 10 domains to each of them be one of the race categories' main domain, and then each of them to be essentially mentioned 3 times total. So like that, they have even worship essentially between the races. So for humans, the main domain they follow, right, the main deity they follow is a deity of light, right? They worship the light because humans don't have dark vision. So they're the apex predator of this world only during the day. Obviously before everything else came in, now they're not that. But right, humanity is essentially the apex predator of the world during the day. And so because of that, they worship the light as their primary deity. The secondary deity is Tempest, right? So storms, stuff like that, right? They worship the sky, right? Because that essentially guides their ability to track the ocean and whatnot, right? Oh, hold on. And then the third domain that seemed appropriate for humans was life. Humans are fairly short-lived, relatively speaking. And so naturally, you know, in a world where diseases exist and whatnot, humans would worship some sort of deity of life. And that's why I gave the 3 examples I gave before, right? Where they might pray for a miracle for their sick child, right? For God to heal them, right? They might pray for, you know, guidance, right? Light reveals what can't be seen, And so, moonlight in the darkness. And then, and obviously tempest, right? Storms, right? For blackout at sea. Should have been war, but okay. I didn't pick war because war felt more appropriate for some of the other races, for one. That's like the main reason. Like, obviously, humans in real life worship all sorts of pantheons of all sorts of gods. They worship all sorts of things. And they believe gods account for all sorts of stuff, right? But I didn't want humans to just be like, oh yeah, and they worship everything. People, right? So I picked three main ones, essentially. So as a human, obviously, you can go and worship whatever the fuck you want. Like, when you make your character, if you want your character to worship one of the native deities of this land, or one of the deities, from the old world, right? That's up to you and your character, right? That's entirely up to you. But the idea is I wanted each race to essentially worship three main domains. Before I even get into that, these are the 10 types of... So instead of having 10 playable races, just because I felt that was too limiting, I decided to have 10 playable race categories. So humankind is their own category. Elvenkind is their own category. Dwaro is all dwarves, right? All the different types of dwarves. The Gnomish clads, they have their own thing. And then there's the halfling families, right? And then there's the Orcish clans. Just like the more monstrous races now. There's the Orcish clans, right? There's goblinoids, which covers goblins, hobgoblins, bugbear, etc. Right? Scaled folk, right? So like that'll cover like lizardkin and what the fuck not, right? I'm forgetting someone. The turtle people, right? We can keep that race around. Giantkin, which that's like firbolgs, Goliaths, right? And then wait, did I miss one? No, I didn't. And then beast folk. Beast folk will be like your tabaxi, your leonins, etc. Just to give you some examples. And so, okay, so humans, light, tempest, and life. Elvenkind's main domain is Arcana, right? So they worship the deity of magic. Followed by knowledge. What is a Firbolg? Firbolg. It's some sort of giant adjacent race that's playable in D&D. Anyways, knowledge, they worship knowledge, and they worship nature. So that's where the elves kind of lie. The dwarves, their main one is the forge. Their second one is war. And their third one is Arcana. Right? So I wanted the elves to be these great magic leaders of the world, essentially. That maintain the balance between society and nature, essentially, in the world that they came from. And they value knowledge, right? Like the ones in WoW? Yeah, kind of. And then for the dwarves, I wanted them to be these, very skilled craftsmen and warrior race, essentially. So, a race that essentially prioritizes everything around warfare. And being prepared, essentially. And so they're master smiths. They know a bit about magic because they use magic to create magical weapons, right? So these are your artificers, essentially. Yes, nature is one of them, Junebug. It was Arcana, knowledge, and nature for the elves. For the dwarves, it's Forge, War, and Arcana. Right? Because I imagined them as a warrior race that also they're master smiths, and I threw an Arcana in there because again, I think artificers, and I think dwarves. I was thinking of the Dwemer from Skyrim, right? For the gnomes, we have knowledge as the first one. They love record keeping and stuff like that. Yeah.
Can you unlock the
Don't have my key on me. Give me a sec. Crafting runes requires magic. Yes, yeah. Any of them trickery. Every single domain is picked 3 times. Dunebug. So, anyways, speaking of trickery, gnomes, their main one is knowledge, and then their other 2 are arcana and trickery. For the halflings, their main one is life, and then their other 2 are nature and trickery. For the orcish clans, their main one is death, right? I kind of took some inspo from the Skyrim orcs, who like obviously like a big thing for them is like honor and death, right? And so that's gonna be a big thing for the orcs of this world, right? So their main thing is death, and then their other 2 are war and forge. So they're also good at like smithing and stuff like that. Making weapons. For goblinoids, their main one is trickery, and their other 2 are knowledge and death. For the scaled folk, their main one is nature, and their other 2 are tempest and death. For giantkin, their main one is tempest, their other 2 are nature and forge. And for beast folk, their main one is war. So like, I was thinking like warring tribes of beast folk, essentially, that regularly compete for land, essentially, for territory. So war would be almost like a ritual to them. For beast folk, the main one is war, and then their other 2 are nature and life. So those are the different race categories, as well as like their domains. Alright, baby, I'm coming. Wait, did you hang up? Hung up on me. Give me a second, chat. We'll be right back. My wife is my wife, and she is special. Hi chat, I'm back. My Nagger Scholar and the Moose, what? No gay pacifist orcs? No. No gay pacifist orcs. My wife is currently sanding down a cup that she bought me. She loves me. I have a question, chat. Do we like it more like this? Right? Or do we like it more like this? Because both ways work. Technically. You want this to be the start point and this to be the end point? Or this be start point, this be end point? I did say I kind of wanted an island at the start point.
Maybe.
Yeah?
If you come off and subtract 90 from it
Back 90 from it? Why?
for my phone bill and the 20 cents.
What money sent to your sister?
Here in Mexico.
Oh. Your mom? Pay you for... That guy hasn't called me.
Yeah. To be cold.
Yeah, he does. I just realized that. It hasn't been repaired yet. Double checking. What's his number? If you know.
Fucking.
Another issue is I don't get calls. I just remembered. They do have a call from a number in Alabama 7 hours ago. And yesterday from the same number.
And you don't have a fucking voicemail. That shit. Actually, you do have a voicemail stub. You just fucking check it.
Correct, I don't check my voicemail.
Which pisses me off. Check your fucking voicemail.
I don't. Ever. I'm gonna turn off the do not disturb, okay? You heard, baby? Alright, chat, I'm sorry. I guess it's a Mexican thing. I love my wife. But also, I love my wife. Alright, chat. Yeah, I think we keep it like this. My love! I want to show you the map I made. I'm gonna show it to her, chat. Huh? Alright, chat. I've shown it to my wife. My wife agreed to look like this. You mean the map that the dog food made? It's not dog food! They're wood pellets! They're wood pellets! It's not dog food. It's not dog food. Alright, chat. What's next is now we gotta decide where, like, lakes are, where rivers are, stuff like that.
Baby.
Yes?
Can I show chat?
You can show chat. Is it done? Did you
No.
finish standing in it?
No,
You're still working on it?
I'm gonna shower.
You take a
I
break?
feel the schnauzer hair, like,
I can see the schnauzer hair on you, as a matter of fact.
that's not schnauzer.
There's just hair on you, lots of it.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's a Shih Tzu. You don't have to worry. The schnauzer hair is on the shirt under this.
Okay.
Anyways, it's not done.
It's not done yet, chat, but she covered it in acrylic, and then she's sanding it. And she still has to
And-
polish it.
I want to.
You good? Time for me to prep for dinner and such. Good luck finishing the map. Stuff. Yeah! Let me get my other dice. I think the way we do this, right? Since we're sticking with, you know, old school methods of map making, right? We should get dice and attribute them different values. These are the dice that Viking got me. They're really nice, actually. I didn't open them during that stream because I was feeling like shit. But they're really, really nice. They're like, really, really. They're really pretty. The click-clack rock. Good old click-clack rocks. But yeah, so like, I've seen like a method that people do where they like, they'll be like, oh, you know, this dice is for forests, and this dice is for like, you know, whatever, and then this dice is for rivers, and this dice is for whatever, right? I've seen people do that. Yes, throw dice at the map after deciding which numbers coincide with valleys, lakes, and mountains. Wait, which numbers? Oh, is that another way people do it? They just do it based on numbers? I don't know what the like best way to organize the dice is. Or like how to organize them at all, just in general, actually, now I think about it. In terms of like values. No, people don't do it like that? Oh. So what do? Because I've seen people do it where like they just grab like a fuck ton of dice. Hold on. My dice
Actually, no. The one all the way in the bottom. Right? Pull the light on now. No. It's not in one of those drawers. Right now, I want to shower. Actually, are these any of the books? I'm telling you, because you don't use them. Why would we in an spot?
Because I remember I took them out for they're over there, aren't they?
Where?
In hindsight. You my ass. Hello! Is that a Jace I hear? Hold on, wait. I need to change my glasses. Yeah, I was gonna pull it. Yeah. Let me get the other glasses. I can actually put my headset on, I can actually hear you. My wife's gonna be jealous, I hope you know that. I told her to call me on the phone. Alright. Remember, just like with ChatGPT, that you should use randomness generating mechanism only for inspiration and never for one-to-one determinants. That's true. D4 will be something ordinary. D20 might also be ordinary. Or something almost fantastical. Nice. Interesting idea. Okay. These are metal dice, actually. Not these. We can keep these over there. What? Oh, I don't want to do that. Painful. I have different colored dice. What if I use a different colored dice for different things? To determine what's going where. So for example, I was thinking like these dice are like blue and red, of which I have a great many. I have 2 sets of these. Could be like water. Right? This one's not part of that set. Hold on. These aren't all my dice. Yeah, we got those. I have 2 sets of those. That's not all of them either. Yeah. Sets of those. I think I also have 2 sets of the pink. Yeah, I do also have. I will say I don't use physical dice a lot, so I do in fact not have a I have a set of orange. By a set, I mean I'm missing one. No, I don't. Set of orange. I have a set of white bloody. I can't. Now they
What
can
the
hear you.
fuck?
It's okay, you weren't saying anything useful anyway. Instead of white bloody dice.
Oh, fuck you, dickhead boy.
This is my first set of
What the
dice
fuck
right
you
here.
mean?
These are the first dice I ever bought. They're like sparkly and white, gold.
I actually have I have some of those.
Yeah, I bought these forever ago, back when I used to play 2E with my friends in real life.
Mm.
And then I have of them apparently out some
Hello, typing. How you doing, buddy?
out of the pouch. And then these two are like just really big dice, and this is like these are some. I think these are Pays dice. Yeah, I think these are. Pays.
I have
These are, like, random
I have
one-offs
dice
that I have.
instead of a. Hello,
These ones
June.
at Viking BB.
I have a set of. Funny enough, I have a set of dice that don't have numbers on. They have Nordic runes instead.
Neat.
It's really nice.
And then I have these metal dice, and then I also have these metal dice.
I need to get some metal dice just so I can caltrop my brother.
2 different sets of metal dice. I actually think the plastic ones hurt more as far as being caltrops. Oh, it depends. This one's kind of rounded. Yeah, it depends a little bit. This one's sharp as fuck. Actually, I think these are actually... Yeah, these ones specifically are...
That was the entire point of the D4. They weren't to be used. It was to protect your dungeon. I think you should just do random bullshit go.
Random what?
Random bullshit go.
Then bullshit go, and then just... Okay.
I think random
Let me...
bullshit go
Hold
is where
on.
you go.
Let me put my
Where
wood
you
pellets
go.
away so I can reuse this cup for dice, I guess. Give me a sec. Alright, fine. We'll do random bullshit go. We'll
Random bullshit go. You should determine before you random bullshit go.
Huh?
You should determine what each dice means, and then just put one of each, and then
Well-
just basically do that.
Then it's not random bullshit go.
Do you not fair enough? Random bullshit go. How many dice are you using? You use all of them? 'Cause that'd be funny.
That's the idea, I think.
I can't wait. Anything that goes off the map is a void.
Is avoid? Should I throw the metal ones in there?
No. I think the metal ones would be too heavy. What I mean is like anything that goes off the border of the map becomes like nothing.
That's pretty scrambled.
You got to swape through the fucking. What was the point in the random bullshit go if you weren't just gonna throw it on the map?
Well, because I kind of just dropped it in a line, which meant everything is in a line. Which in hindsight
Would make sense.
doesn't. No, it doesn't.
It does because typically, let's say that the sun is actually from your light right now. Like that. Never mind. Never mind.
Bad stuff's over there.
I-
Good stuff's over here. I know that much. Okay. Everything else
So
we gotta
the-
figure out.
So Australia is the top right and Florida is on the bottom left.
Why is Florida the good stuff?
Are you trying to tell me that the shit in Florida doesn't want to kill you more? He wants to kill you more than Australia.
Yeah, actually.
There is no fucking way.
I've had this conversation
Literally every.
many times with Cyber. Okay.
Literally everything in Australia wants to kill you, and
Yeah.
don't listen to fucking Cyber. His idea of as a good roleplay thing was to seduce my dog in D&D and fuck it. Like,
Fucking druids, man. Not even
he
once.
wasn't even a druid.
He was a druid. I remember that campaign.
Fucking wild. I got a dog. You had a dog? What do you mean I had a dog? I seduced the dog.
Your dog is my
Excuse me?
girlfriend now. It's like, what?
My dog was a boy.
It's male.
What the fuck?
I think in hindsight what I'm gonna do actually. Pull this back into the tray. Do this.
D4 is a mountain because they're already pointing.
No. Not where I was going with this. At all.
Nah.
Nice that Viking got me. Really simple.
Just random bullshit, go it.
Random bullshit goes useless. I don't know what I'm doing.
Just put a handful in and throw and then throw it with the cup. And put another handful in and throw it with the cup until you got what you want. And then decide what each one means when you want it.
What I was thinking is I'll be like, okay, well, these dice represent.
Is this place gonna have a river?
That's what I was thinking. So I was thinking like these dice, right, will be for.
Because you gotta remember, any major water source back in these days was probably a massive fucking hub for towns and villages and shit.
I mean, absolutely. So I was thinking like that these could be like these, water sources of a sort. But
I think you should do it. Not
a handful, no cup. Just throw them from a foot above the map. From up here. So most of them aren't on the map.
I like how you got two water sources in the water source.
Yeah. No, I don't think this is this.
I think I genuinely believe you just roll it like you normally would a dice.
This isn't. I'm gonna put my dice away.
Okay, I genuinely believe you made long, girthy Florida again.
No.
That is just a long boy.
Put that there.
Do you know what is going to be 100% is going to be a trade hub.
Mm.
You see that point at the top middle of the map? It's like a little bay. It's just below the cup.
Yes.
That's 100% going to be a trade port.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like there would for sure be a city somewhere around here.
There'd probably be a city either on the point on the weird fucking nose, or at the. I wish I could point, but I can't.
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
If you look directly below the cup, that below that cup it looks like a fucking dude with a really big nose. That looks
Here?
like the schnozz's older brother.
I see it.
Yeah.
The city would be all around that, depending on your scale, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually imagining this to be continent scale. So, no.
That'd be a mega city.
Yeah. So, I don't know, maybe it shouldn't be continent scale.
Probably should be if they're coming from the north, and like and all that bollocks. Then it probably needs to be continent scale because a country, multiple new races would probably overtake it within a few weeks.
Yeah, you're right.
Like the whole place.
The idea was, I wanted there to be a kingdom here. So I'm thinking there could be another kingdom that's here. This is a kingdom, essentially. And then we'll have territory lines.
Honestly, I think the thing
Certain
that makes the
kingdoms have
most
problems.
sense, right? The thing that makes the most sense for a kingdom to be is, do you know that isolated place to the left of the schnoz? That is the most defensible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that, I also think that there should be a kingdom here.
I
Right?
think
Or
that should.
perhaps even a kingdom that maybe... 'cause typically lines for, like, borders and stuff like that are drawn by natural, like,
Yeah,
things, right? Like tree lines or rivers,
Yeah.
for example, or like natural barriers.
I genuinely believe that the major kingdom would be put 100% on that point. Because that is
So you guys can demand
is
pool for something along their coast. Yeah.
100% the most defensible place in the entire
The main kingdom's
like,
gonna be here.
island.
This is where like the main kingdom is gonna be. Where the guild is gonna be. I never got to finish telling chat the lore that I'd come up with. Let me go back.
By the way, I am not staying very long. I got a massive fucking headache. I just
Okay.
popped into the cellar. But yeah,
That's
my reason to put the main kingdom in that top left area is because
Well, it's just not gonna be. That's just not where it's gonna be. It's gonna be
know.
here. But we can have a
It
different
is-
kingdom there. I did want there to be multiple kingdoms, and what I was thinking was that the kingdom that was here is fucking gone. Fucking just overtaken by monsters. Right? And then I was thinking maybe there'd be a kingdom here, and then maybe there'd be something here. Maybe. I don't know. Or the map can just be divided into 3. So maybe there's like a river going through here or something. Right? And then there's like icy tundra area on this way, and then the icy tundra is one kingdom, and there's another kingdom that's going through here, and then there's all this, or all of this down here can be one thing. There's an area up here, and there's an area up here. I don't know yet.
Yeah, that fucking place there would be so hard to. The only way to get in it, that it is basically a giant fucking choke point.
I mean, kind of. You have to remember, if this is a continent, this is a huge.
Yeah.
You know, that's like trying to like defend like.
Not necessarily. Don't necessarily need mountains. Like to be a massive fucking. Feature, but it'd be nice. There needs to be a reason the monsters haven't gotten to the very bottom.
Here?
Like the main kingdom. There needs to be a reason.
Just distance.
Yeah.
Distance.
Just distance, or even a mountain range.
Did you read
that they have
the thing that I posted?
I haven't got a chance yet. I know that
Okay.
monsters come from the north.
You should read it. You should read it.
Yeah.
It can't be anything too, because the idea is that people come from here to here. People escape from here to get to here. And if it's harder to get, if whatever I build to block the way is harder for people to get through than monsters, then that doesn't make any fucking sense. So, yeah, it's really as simple as there's just distance. What the fuck? Horse need mountains? The fuck you think lameness comes from? It's real. Also to spawn rivers, yeah. Part of me wanted to have a
didn't say
big
you
fuck ass
didn't need.
volcano
I
somewhere in
didn't
this
say
area.
you didn't need mountains. I said you don't need a fuck ton of mountains.
Actually, what if he did put a volcano?
I think the volcano is a bit well, on okay, I see on that point. That makes sense. Yeah, that could work. Roll for it. Roll the sunshine
Iceland
dice.
is also a volcanic island, for example. That topmost island could be a volcanic island. This one? Maybe.
Where's Pei? When's she joining to bully you?
He's probably doesn't love me.
Damn.
I did save a video to my watch later. Save a single video, which is basically how to draw.
Map looks nice. They genuinely does look really nice. I like the schnoz. The schnoz looks the best.
Essentially, the
Schnoz point.
the video had essentially a guide on how to draw like Tolkien style basic stuff for maps, for, like cities and stuff like that. Like to like draw stuff.
Typically, yeah. Typically, the Tolkien just in the Tolkien thing is he would just draw the main building of the thing.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And so yeah, and I saved it just because it made it easier for me to, because I'm not much of an artist, but it's like a very simple art style, like draw stuff, and I was like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Tolkien's got very nice a very nice art style for maps.
Yeah.
But I think is the I'm quite sure. Well, technically, it's Bilbo that made it, but I think I'm done. My head hurts, and my cats are not leaving me the fuck alone. Might have to go fry one. Get them with that meow meow. Alright, Rosa, I'm actually gonna head out.
Night. Later,
Later, dude. Bye bye. Actually.
send you a picture of a suggestion to how the inevitable mountains might run? Yeah, sure, absolutely. I'd love a suggestion. If you guys have any ideas, chat, do feel free to screenshot this and send me your ideas. By all means, if you guys want to. Here, let me get some stuff out of the way for you guys. Chat. There you go. That's as full screen as you're gonna get. Turn this off too. There you go, chat. If you wanna share screen that, or share screen, if you wanna fucking wow, screenshot. There you go. You wanna screenshot that and send me ideas for where you think things should go on the map. Any loves for my reptilian races? But I didn't get to finish reading you guys everything, so let me real quickly just keep reading. The present age. This is a world where gods are real but silent. Magic is new and dangerous. Monsters are remnants of an unfinished war. Artifacts are both priceless and lethal to carry, and the Northeast continues to bleed threat into the future. Every expedition into the frontier is a decision about what survives, not just who. After the breach closed, the northeastern lands did not become a single war front. They became a persistent wound, monsters roaming unpredictably, relic sites drawing danger, refugees displaced across borders, and no clear line where safe ended and lost began. Armies were too blunt, churches were too divided, scholars were too fragile. What was needed was something smaller, faster, and adaptable. The Guild was created to fill that gap. Authority and legitimacy. The Guild is chartered by the capital. That's going to be about somewhere around here. It is not a sovereign power. It does not rule territory. It does not command armies. Instead, it holds a mandate. Organize expeditions beyond the settled frontier, cover relics and knowledge, track and contain monster activity, and prepare for threats greater than any one nation can face. Guild's legitimacy comes from results. When towns are saved, borders stabilize. Or dangerous artifacts are secured, the Guild is tolerated. When it fails, it is blamed quickly and publicly. The Guild is governed by a triumvirate, chosen not for symbolism, but for practicality. The honored captain, a human knight, former military general, and current commander of the King's City Guard, oversees logistics, discipline, and military coordination. He ensures the Guild does not become a rogue power. He represents human political interests and civilian safety. He understands armies and why they fail on the frontier. The Lore Master, Elven Scholar, once an advisor to Elven leadership in the Old World, this guy oversees magical research, relic identification, and historical record, coordinates efforts to adapt magic to this world's rules, and acts as a liaison between refugee cultures and human institutions. She understands magic and how dangerous partial understanding can be. And then lastly, the Master Smith, a dwarven artificer, widely regarded as the greatest arcane smith of his age. He oversees artifact containment, repair, and controlled usage, designs tools and wards meant to survive the frontier, enforces the Guild's strict protocols around magic items, he understands that power carried carelessly kills everyone nearby. The quest board, the Guild does not assign standing parties. Instead, it maintains a public quest board. Requests are posted as needs arise. Reconnoiter a newly overrun region, retrieve a relic reported by scouts, escort a refugee caravan, eliminate a specific monster concentration, investigate abnormal magical activity. Adventurers opt in per mission, not by rank or tenure. This is intentional. Frontier does not care about hierarchy. Availability matters more than seniority. Membership. Guild members are not soldiers. They are adventurers, scouts, scholars, mercenaries, former refugees, and desperate volunteers. Some join for coin, some for answers, some because nowhere else will take them. Membership is conditional. You are not guaranteed future work. You are not protected from consequences. You are expected to follow guild protocol regarding artifacts and magic. Those who don't tend to die quickly, or worse, draw monsters to everyone around them. Magic and artifacts. Guild doctrine. Guild enforces a single, uncompromising rule. Recovered magic belongs to the guild first, not because it is greedy, because uncontrolled magic attracts monsters. The recovered items are cataloged, quarantined, studied, and only then released for controlled use or sale. Adventurers earn the right to purchase or reclaim items they've recovered, but only after review. Powerful items are rarely released intact, some are dismantled, others are sealed permanently. Policy is unpopular, it is also the reason the guild still exists. Relationship with faith of gods. The guild does not speak for any god, it neither endorses nor suppresses worship. However, it keeps careful records of miracle density, unexplained outcomes, and regions where divine response appears more frequent. Not out of piety, out of fear. The guild has seen too many patterns form around belief, relics, and repeated ritual to ignore them. Reputation. Public, the guild is a necessary evil, a source of heroes, a nest of profiteers, and the only reason the frontier hasn't swallowed the world yet. All of these are true. The guild exists because magic is dangerous, artifacts are lethal beacons, monsters respond to power, and no one fully understands what was unleashed. It enables rotating parties, one-shot missions, long-term consequences, and a living frontier that changes week to week. The guild does not promise glory, it promises work that needs doing. And in this world, that's essentially what I've come up with so far. So the idea is, right, that let's say week 1, right, the people that hop in for the one shot go on a mission to go to here. And while they're there, they encounter an old fort. And in the fort, they fight monsters. And the monsters had some items with them, and they take them back. Right? And let's say that party keeps most of the items that they found. Right? But there's... Actually, no. Let's say they keep all the stuff they found. Cool. Right. They're pretty basic magic items. Week 2 rolls around, and let's say 2 members from that 5-person party decide they want to play again. Right? And so they play again with 3 new people. And they go on expedition to somewhere over here. Right? And while they're there, they recover some stuff. Some new magic stuff. New magic items. And they bring it back. And from those new magic items, maybe there's something that none of them really care to use. So they sell it to the guild. Right? They sell it back to the guild. And, you know, cool beans. Right? Week 3 rolls around. And let's say a couple players from the original group that weren't the ones that played week 2 want to play again. So they play with 3 new people. But they find that last week, their friends from week 1 found some goodies that they aren't using. And they sold it to the guild. And now those guys want to buy that stuff from the guild. They can buy it and then use it on their expedition. The 3rd week. That makes sense? So the idea is, like, I want there to be, like, interplayer trading via the guild. Where the guild is almost like a hub where people bring all their stuff back to. Right? Oh my god, my chest. And so the idea is that, like, when you go on expeditions, right, you can use this stuff while you're out in the field. Because you gotta do whatever the fuck you gotta do to survive. Right? But when you come back, you have to give any magic stuff that you find back to the guild so they can essentially make sure it's good. And it's not dangerous. Too dangerous. Right? And then you have first dibs because you brought it back. But if you don't want it, you can sell it to them. They'll give you money for it. And then they'll upsell it to whoever wants to buy it. That makes sense? Honestly, sounds more like a newly discovered continent than an ancient, mundane world. Well, kind of. So the idea is that everything has been kind of, you know, taken and destroyed. So the capital is trying to essentially rebuild its borders. and reclaim, a lot of people, right, that had their livelihoods essentially destroyed by monsters, also traveled to the capital, along with the refugees, which is just the term that we're going to use for otherworlders, right? All the non-humans. They all traveled together. And obviously they want to reclaim back their shit. So it is kind of like that, where the idea is essentially to, it's supposed to feel like it's new, right? That's essentially the idea. But, because you're trying to reclaim what's been lost. Something else I planned to do was to have like seasons, right? So after like every season we'll have like a bit of a time skip. How long has stuff been abandoned? The idea is that it's been months. It's been months since the original rupture happened, and people have been people have traveled here, right? Probably been about a year, maybe 2. Where people have traveled here, they've set up a guild, and they're essentially trying to, they've managed to keep the horde off somewhere around here. Somewhere around here, maybe. They've managed to keep everything away. And so now they're trying to fight back. You know what I'm saying? Like, the idea that I had was essentially, I didn't want there... Because, like, D&D, right, is full of, like, legendary heroes and, blah, 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 right? And I wanted to create a campaign where the players who join initially during the first season, they become those legendary heroes. And then in later seasons, right, we talk about them, not some NPC that's part of the lore, right? That's essentially the idea that I had. So I wanted it to feel like new and like frontier-ish, right? And that's why I had the idea of having the world originally be mundane. Sub-level 5 play. Feels like a lot of stuff is missing from your toolbox. What do you mean? I don't know, like, what you're trying to say. So I guess, like, can you say it differently? So I can get what you mean. Never mind. I wrote that when I thought you were going to say something different. Oh. I see. But yeah, like, so the idea that I have is that essentially, I don't want it to be, like, you go out and you're like, oh my god, this is, like... blah blah blah, legendary wizard Mordekainen, blah blah blah, he'll help us. I want it to feel, early on, I want it to feel desperate, right? Like, everything you get your hands on is important, right? Every little bit of progress is important, and it's a struggle, right? And then, Season 2, right, Season 2, we do a time skip. And so now the heroes from Season 1, they're like legends. Right? Or they're like well-known, they're well-regarded heroes, right? They're not just guild members, right? And I do plan for this campaign to be relatively lethal. I do plan to have people die, and I do plan to record where people die and what they leave behind when they do die. But I'll let people, like, if anyone wants to come back and play again in the next season, what I'll do is I'll be like, hey, do you want to keep your character? And just play this higher level character, right? That can go on and help other people. Do you want your character to be retired, or do you want your character to have died at some point during the time skip? So we'll do a time skip in between, and the reason why I want to do time skips is because I want players to be able to unlock things that they don't have access to at the beginning. For example, at the beginning, certain classes are not going to be around. Like, we're not going to have Warlock, right? Warlock's going to be unlocked whenever someone finds some sort of cursed item and brings it back. And then after the time skip, we'll have Warlock. Right? to give an example, right? And then like certain races are also not going to be playable in season 1, right? So we're not going to have like half elves or half orcs. People need time to fuck, okay? So that will be like a thing down the road, right? Same for like things like tieflings, right? We'll have places where like, you know, people are born corrupted by demons and whatnot. You gotta make the half elves first, of course. Of course. But so that's kind of the idea I had, was that like certain things will be unlocked in later seasons, almost like DLC in a game. As time progresses within the world. So bards are immediately available then? Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. I don't see why not. I'm thinking sorcerers probably won't be immediately available. Or they'll be tied to specific class. Like if I decide to have Dragonborn, right? Maybe certain class will have access to certain races will have access to certain classes. Something else I was thinking as well. Not maybe, you need bards to make all the half races. That's fair. Okay, yeah. Bards have to exist from the start. But yeah, I haven't decided all the specifics on that yet. Like what races exactly will be included within the categories, right? Like, I kind of want to add kobold, but I don't know if kobold should go under goblinoids, or lizard people, or beast people, because kobolds in modern D&D are, like, they're furry dragon goblins. I wasn't thinking Dragonborn. I was thinking, yeah, because, like, Dragonborn felt like too much, but I was thinking having, like Draconid races, right? Be part of the, like, the scaled folk civilizations. Having a race of, like, dragon people. Separate from the regular lizard people. Lizardmen are fucking cool and base. I do like lizardmen a lot. I made one of their domains death, because I like the idea of them having rituals around, like, eating their dead. I can't remember where I got the inspiration for that, but I thought, like, I thought about it, and I was like, that sounds cool. Dragon people are gay and also high concept, that's true. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still, like, undecided about the specifics of those things. Part of me wants to really thicken the lines on some of this. I also don't want to go over it again, because I feel like I'm going to fuck it up. I'm not an artist. I don't have a very steady hand. I think this is a good place to leave off, though. I think this is a good place for us to, like, stop. Maybe. What do you guys think? I think I'm gonna have my wife help me with the actual drawing stuff on the map. This thing I sent you? Oh, I haven't seen it yet. Let me see. What have you seen? This is for, like, mountain ranges? You said? The west should be flatlands. For, arable land, swamps, and forests. So, like this. This area here. It seems like you did a mountain range. That. The lower line would be the spine of the world. Okay. And then everything below that line would be, like, flat. South of the spine can be any isolated civilization you want. Okay. I like that. I like the idea of some of these areas being like kind of cordoned off, because I did want to have like a seafaring culture. I was thinking like there could be like, right, like just travel along here. I was thinking about having high cliffs. Like I was thinking about having this area here being like a high cliff. That makes any sense? Like a plateau type area. Exposed to open ocean, so yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I wasn't gonna have all of it be shores, like coastline. I was gonna have some of it be like plateaus. Is like what I was thinking. I don't know how to express that through art. This is not my forte. Yeah, I do think I should just leave it here. I think. And then I think I'll go over it with Pay. I'll have Pay help me to do the rest of it. I think that's what we'll do. Pay will help me really iron out some of the kinks and stuff. Decide where certain things are gonna go. From those you can invent rivers. Those rivers you can invent towns and harbors. True. True. Yeah. I do think I am gonna leave it here for now though, just to give myself like a breather. There is one more thing I want to draw though. I want to draw a compass. How to draw a compass. Naturally, we gotta start with Rose's compass. Rose. Because what the fuck would we didn't do that. The bay up there might be an old volcano. Side collapsed, an earthquake. The middle filled with water, maybe. Ooh, I kind of like that idea. I actually kind of really like that idea. People have to like climb to get to this, or rather, maybe this area down here is like low. But all this is like steep. All this around here is steep. And people will have to come from this way down in. Oh, that does sound cool. I like that idea. I do like that idea. I'm smoothing the top enough for people to be able to settle on top of there. Yeah, okay. None of this. What the fuck? Jazz ass. Here we go. Yes. Okay. It's too big. I need something smaller, but also round. I think that'll do. See if I can actually trace this around properly. I am fucking retarded, so I might not be able to trace this around properly. Move everything out of the way. That's close enough. And then I'll draw the compass later. Ask husband for advice? Really knows geography and shit? True. Where are you planning the breach to be? You've said it before. I'm out of chat. Around here somewhere. Somewhere in this vicinity is where the breach would be, or would have occurred. Somewhere in this vicinity is where the guild will be. And everything else in between, who the fuck knows what we'll do with it. Alright. I think I'm gonna go chill for a bit with my wife. And I think I'll see you guys later. Let me bring the goals back on the screen. Yeah, we hit daily, went over daily. Not exactly caught up to weekly. We're a bit behind weekly. We're halfway to weekly. Doesn't bode well for monthly, but we'll see. What was I gonna say? I might stream again later. See what pays up for. Maybe we'll. Here, let me call my wife. See if Pay wants to help me. If she wants to join. I don't know what she's doing. Maybe we'll just continue. Hey, baby. What you doing?
Just a minute. Showers.
Okay. I'll be with you in just a sec.
Ending stream.
Yeah, I'm ending stream. Right now.
Shower.
Yeah, sure. I'll do the shower.
Shower.
Correct. RFR. Alright, chat. Okay, we're definitely not continuing. Again, I might stream again later. We'll see. But for the time being, this is the end. After my shower, actually, I think I might, maybe if Jacob's down, maybe we'll get together and we'll finish doing the domain stuff. We'll see. That'll have to be on the other channel, just because we were doing that as members only content. And we don't have access to members only yet on this channel. If you think this channel should do better, you like the idea of me having a D&D channel, dedicated D&D channel, you should share this channel with other people. That is all. Anyways, I'll see you guys later, chat. Have to go fuck yourselves. It's healthy. Yeah. Good night to those of you who aren't going to be around later. Love yous. Yes.